Hey guys, welcome back by this new video on Hands on Heart. My name is Koen Walstra and in this video I'm gonna share 10 tips that can really rock the use of your positive affirmations. And online I read quite often posts and see videos that positive affirmations would not work. But I have to say, in my life and in the last 8 years they have made such an extremely big difference. And I think that they would only not work because of two reasons. The first one would be if you don't use them the right way. And I have to say that these 10 tips can really help you to use them the right way. And the second thing is if you want to have a quick solution for all your problems. I believe that positive affirmations are very useful, but you have to use them over a longer period to really reprogram your subconscious mind. And why would you like to reprogram your subconscious mind and why would you like to use positive affirmations? Well, we do as humans 95% more or less out of our subconscious mind, and that means that is out of automatic programs. Things that we have learned, limiting beliefs, it can be positive, negative, anything, but it's more or less 95% that we do automatically. And when we want to have a really big influence on the quality of our life, it's so important to work on our subconscious mind, because if we make changes there, we automatically start doing things different in our life that can make us more fulfilled and happy. So in this video I will first shortly explain what positive affirmations are and then go to the 10 tips. And I will also in the index put a link to where the tips start. So if you already know what positive affirmations are, you could click through on that and just right away start with the tips that I have in this video. But to start with what positive affirmations, or actually what affirmations are. So affirmations are statements we make about ourselves or about our life. So for instance, and they can be positive and negative. So for instance, if you would say, I'm not good enough, it would be a statement, something we believe about ourselves. Doesn't even have to be true, but we believe it is true. So that would be, in my opinion, a negative affirmation. If you would turn it around, you would say, for instance, I am more than good enough. And that would be a positive affirmation or something positive we believe about ourselves. And in my own experience, I had, for instance, the inner belief, I am not good enough. And maybe that's for you also the case, or maybe you have other things that you want to change. But when you have such an inner belief, and as I said before, we do 95% automatically, it means that it will influence everything in your life. So for instance, I made an online course, but I had the feeling it was not good enough. Even that I put all my love in there. Like I think it was one of the best ones in that branch. And the thing was, because I believed I was not good enough, I believed my course was not good enough and it didn't sell good. And then I really worked with positive affirmations on changing that inner belief to I am more than good enough. And I would have said sudden I saw actually what I made there and how good this course was. And I found also because I had that belief, I started seeing opportunities and ways to sell that course better. And out of a sudden it started selling very good. So this is just a small example, but when we can change such an inner belief with positive affirmations, it can make such an amazing difference on our life quality. So to start with the first tip, and it could be that some of you already know this one, but please keep watching till the end, because I'm sure that there will be plenty of very helpful ones for you, is that a positive affirmation should be stated positive. And this means that when you, for instance, work on building up more confidence, you would never say, I am not insecure. You would say, for instance, I am confident, or you would say, I have great inner strength. And it's very important because our mind doesn't notice the word not. So if you say, for instance, I am not insecure, it will still hear the word insecure. And because of it, you will actually reprogram yourself in becoming more insecure. So always make it positive. For instance, I'm abundant, I am confident, I trust myself. Always positive. And in that way, your body and your mind will know what you mean. The second thing that is important to know is that our brain thinks in words, but that our body thinks in feelings and emotions. And if you want to have a real impact and change inner beliefs and to reprogram your subconscious mind, it's so important to also feel the emotion when you speak the affirmation out loud or think the positive affirmation. And I believe that quite a lot of people make here a mistake, and then the positive affirmation will not work. So for instance, if you have, I am confident, but you say it insecure or you feel insecure in the same time, and you would say, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. It would not work to reprogram. So you would really try to feel the confidence and the power and the inner strength. So you would say, I'm confident. And you would try to feel that feeling. And when you do the combination of your words in combination with the feeling, that's when real change happens. So every time that you say it or think about it, just really try to feel the emotion when you say it. The third thing that can make your positive affirmations stronger is saying them out loud in front of a mirror. So what you would do, you would stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and I can tell you, when you do this for the first time, it's really weird, but you get used to it. You look yourself in the eyes and you say the affirmation out loud. So for instance, I'm confident. You say it, you try to feel it, and you look yourself in the eyes. And because you look yourself in the eyes, I have the feeling that there comes a deeper understanding of what you're saying. So just try this one. The fourth tip is to choose a couple of positive affirmations and write them every day 10 times down. Hereby it's also again important to feel the emotion while you write them down. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that when you write them down, a different part of the brain is activated, and also that the left and right brain half are more in balance with each other, and because of it you remember it better and you reprogram your subconscious mind faster. I would recommend, if you want to do this, to choose a fixed time to do it. So for instance in the morning or in the evening, because it's much easier to make a habit out of it when you always do it on the same time. For the next tip, you choose again a couple of positive affirmations. I would do 1, 2 or 3. And then you start repeating them the entire day in your mind while trying to feel the emotion. And this can be very strong because you just use them the entire day. And normally we already have a lot of times the same thoughts going through our mind, but in this way you choose what you want to think. And when I was going through a very dark time in my life, I had a burnout and I had a depression. I had all these negative thoughts going through my mind. And I just really tried to replace them as often as possible by the positive affirmation. So I don't know, it was maybe 100 till 500 times per day. When I was driving or when I was walking through the supermarket, I just started repeating it, and I really tried to feel the emotion as well. And this had a huge impact in that period of my life. The sixth tip is one that I really love doing, and it is transforming a positive affirmation into a why question. And that means that, for instance, if you have I am more than good enough or I am abundant, you would change it in a why question. So for instance, why am I abundant? And the amazing thing is that our brain wants to look for answers and solutions. So it will come with answers. So for instance, if you would say, why am I abundant? It could be that the answer comes because I have beautiful clothes, or because I have everyday food on my table, or because I have this apartment here in the center of Amsterdam. So our brain wants to start looking for answers, And because we get these answers, we start feeling more the emotion of that positive affirmation. And in that way, we reprogram ourselves and we start believing more and more that it's true. The next tip is also a very powerful one, and I love using this one. And it is to make a list of the positive affirmations that you want to believe. And then you record it on a device. So for instance, on your phone, you just speak it in. And then you listen to it throughout your day or when you fall asleep. And actually the most powerful one is to fall asleep with it, because our brain gets very slow. It gets into a theta brainwave and is very receptive for new information. So when you record them and you listen to it every night when you fall asleep, and it is not that your brain or your subconscious mind will be reprogrammed after one night, but if you do this, for instance, for a month or 2 months, it can have such a big influence. And what I do when I listen to it, again, I try to feel the emotion. So I listen to the different things that I'm saying, and I try to bring up these positive feelings inside of myself. And it's actually a quite, I would say, easy way, but highly effective way to reprogram your subconscious mind. And one more thing that I quite often do with the recording is putting it on repeat so that it plays over and over again. Then the 8th tip is change your negative belief right on the spot with a positive affirmation. More or less like you override it. So for instance, if you want to become more confident and you notice or you become aware that an insecurity comes up or that you have like a thought that makes you insecure, you just notice that it comes. You could even imagine that it floats away like a cloud in the sky. And then you repeat a couple of times the positive affirmation. So you could say, for instance, I'm confident, or I have great inner strength. And you really try to feel that positive affirmation. And in this way, it's a great way to right away override the negative belief. The 9th tip is quite in line with asking the why question and looking for answers why a positive affirmation is correct. And in this case, it's about trying to look for validation that your positive affirmation is correct. So let's say that you have the positive affirmation, I am more than good enough. You look for signs that you're more than good enough. And it could be anything, right? Like it could be if you make a really healthy breakfast for yourself. You say, whoa, I did it for myself. I'm more than good enough. Or when you then have a little success in the day, for instance, that you got early out of bed, or that you wrote a nice letter to someone or sent someone a friendly message, you again say to yourself, whoa, look, I'm more than good enough. And by looking for these signs and for validation, we actually show again proof to ourselves that it's true and reprogram our subconscious mind. Then as last tip, I still want to say that I think it's so important to try to stay patient, loving and kind towards yourself when you're using positive affirmations or when you're doing spiritual development or self-development in general. I know from own experience how powerful positive affirmations can be, and also that they can have a big positive effect on your long-lasting well-being. But it's not a quick fix. It's not a pill that you take and then you will feel completely different. It's a process. And sometimes you might have again an old thought or an old feeling coming back. And that's okay. Then just become aware of it and just be kind to yourself and just continue going with the positive affirmations that you want. And you will see that at one point they are completely integrated in your subconscious mind and you will just feel much better and better. I hope that all the tips in this video can help you further with positive affirmations. If you still have ideas or suggestions about positive affirmations, please write them in the comments below. Also like my video and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope to see you in the next video.